Hi, everybody. Okay. Welcome to the first ever student Houdini battle. We are super excited here. My name is Deborah Isaac, and I'm a Houdini educator. I work at Drexel University as an adjunct professor and also founder of Houdini.School coming soon. And let me introduce our co-host. John, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh man, sure. Hi, I'm John Moncrief. I'm the education training lead at Side Effects Software. I primarily work with schools and universities to help ensure correct and awesome training of Houdini throughout the world. We also work with studios, various studios too, but we haven't done much of it this year because of, we can't fly there. So I miss seeing everybody. I miss seeing all the students and all of the studios, but gung-ho moving forward. So anyway, I'm John. That's who I am. I've been doing Houdini stuff for probably 15-ish years and CG stuff for over 20 years. So anyway, that's me.
Awesome. Thanks, John. And
Yeah.
Owen, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Owen. I'm an intern in the education department right under John. And I do very similar stuff to him currently, just trying to make courses for educators. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Owen, for joining us. These are going to be our co-hosts today.
Oh, I also just
okay, go ahead.
I'm in Oklahoma and Owen is in California and Paula's in Toronto. So we have a pretty global, like if everybody could say where you're from too, I just think it's interesting we have such a experience
and
today.
Feel free, you guys, to, get active on the chat, and we want to hear from you, and feel free to comment. That's super fun. And Owen, where in California are you?
I'm kind of down near San Diego right now.
Oh, okay. I'm in Los Angeles, so not that far. Antoine, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Antoine. I just finished my studies at Pole IIID in the north of France. And the last 2 years, I work on our graduation short film Migrants. And on this movie, I was responsible of the character look development and the the visual effect. And this is why I discovered Houdini, and this is what's bring me here.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And feel free to post your short film in the chat as well, so everyone can take a look. Lucas, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Lucas. I'm in Philadelphia. I'm a third year game design student at Drexel. And I say I've been using Houdini probably just a little under 2 years, but like it was really this summer during quarantine where like I started to get like a better understanding. Because in the beginning it's very much just like, it's pretty intense.
Tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great, everybody. And at this point, I would like everyone to give me a random seed, and you can put that in the chat window. I am going to share my screen. Oops. Don't look at that. Okay, here we go. And let's see what seeds we have. Let me get the chat. Sorry, I'm looking for there we go. Okay, the first two seeds we have from Nodes of Nature. This is for objects. And then for themes, John McCreef. Oh.
It's a zip code, so it's my zip code. So, yeah.
So you guys know who to blame for this. John and Nodes of Nature.
There you go.
And here we go. I see.
Oh, please.
Oh, wait. How did that happen? That was like the beginning one, but I guess that's
how random numbers work.
Yeah. Okay, great. So Icy Scepter, everybody. And everyone get your timers ready.
Yes.
45 minutes. At this point, you guys share your screen, the two players.
Yes.
And I will stop my share.
Oh yeah, I gotta stop my video, right?
Yep, and let's stop our videos.
For those asking, our participants, our competitors are Antoine and Lucas. They
That's
just
right.
introduced themselves a little bit ago.
Yep, that's right. Thank you. And everybody at the very top, you can see view options, Antoine and Lucas. So just keep going back and forth whenever you want to see what each one is doing. And at this point, we are going to start. Ready, set, go, you guys. Start your timers.
It starts. So it was IC Scepters.
Icy
Icy
scepter.
Scepter.
Icy scepter.
Okay.
I'm putting it in the chat.
And we're
All
off.
right.
Like Lucas is already off to a good start. He looks a little nervous. We're not really sure. Oh, sorry, just kidding. Call it like a horse race.
We are starting with reference, which is always a good thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Scepters and icy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. There's probably going to be a lot of game art type things pop up here, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, and Frozen, of course.
Oh, yes. I forgot. The famous.
The famous Frozen. Now, you know, I might break out into song midway through if I see anything that reminds me of.
I encourage that.
Yeah.
Are you a fan, John?
I am a fan. I am a fan.
Oh, man.
So you guys, who do you want to look at first?
We would just, it looked like Lucas was looking at some good reference, and now
Okay.
he's getting started,
Great, great.
dropping down some geos.
That's always a good place to start.
That is.
Always a good place to start. And we're starting with a line as well. Makes sense for a scepter.
What would your approach be, Owen? How would you start off if you got
Me?
icy?
Oh,
Like,
no.
what would you be doing?
Putting him on the spot, John.
I know. Hey, man. I'm
I
not
think
saying
Lucas
do
is
it.
starting
I'm not
off
saying
pretty
you need
well.
to
He's
go
got a
in.
line.
You know,
That seems like a good place to start. He's
Very good
curling
place
that
to
line
start.
down
Yeah, yeah.
the spiral. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I feel like I have a very rudimentary thing. I might start with like a snowflake kind of thing. I saw some snowflakes in Lucas's reference.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of crystals, so I think I'd do some crystal stuff.
I don't know. I might want to. Yeah, I would probably. I'm a very one-track minded person, so I might start with the crystal and/or snowflake kind of thing, and then make it look pretty and have
Pretty is
some
good.
kind of shader thing for it, so that it's semi-transparent and whatnot. And then
Now,
I'd
they
have
might
the
not have time
later
for
thing.
any shading, so.
That's true.
Well, that's true too. Because that was my first thought was if I was going to do some kind of crystal, I would want it to be fractured.
Mhm.
You know, you have little pieces shattered inside of it and stuff. So I was thinking about the RBD material fracture. Like you could use the concrete setting on just a regular like crystal shaped thing, and it would give you a lot of that little internal fracturing because you can do chipped edges and all that kind of stuff and really get some detail. So when you throw just like a glass shader on it and then render it, you get all kinds of cool internal fracturing stuff going on. But
John's giving them tips.
oh, I shouldn't do that, should I?
No,
I'm sorry.
no. Well, you can say whatever you want. How about we go to Antoine? It's good when we switch kind of
Looking
frequently.
over at Antoine,
Okay.
he's starting in a very similar way, also with a line and a sweep code. We got similar track-minded individuals
That's
here.
right. That's right.
Battling head to head.
We got a good audience now.
They're both
a good amount of
looking
people.
like they're
more pressure
going with a very conical shape.
Yes.
Like a thin conical shape. Very interesting.
Oh yeah. I'm really curious to see how icy gets interpreted.
Yeah.
With that, especially if we don't have time for shading, like what are the visual elements that someone would think of as icy? Because a scepter, you could build any kind of like staff with a cool design on top.
True.
Icy, especially if we don't have time for shading.
Yeah, I think, instancing little tiny particles or specks of flakes, would give an icy feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a good combination of both of what you guys were talking about. Owen mentioned starting with some kind of snowflake shape or something,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to do it like even a simple little pop sim that you just run for a second or
Yeah.
two, get some stuff scattered out there in a neat way, and then instance the snowflakes onto it. That could be another really cool way of generating complex geometry with like pretty simple shapes.
Mm-hmm.
I say all of this, and I have to tell you, 5 minutes before we got online to start testing things, I was thinking, what if I was actually doing this challenge and my hands got sweaty? And I was like, I've got all these ideas, but it's totally different when you're actually pushing the buttons, you know?
I think it's good for everyone to participate. And like I said before, I don't know when I'll be able to do it because I'm also, I don't know if I have the bravery yet, but it's really good for people.
Somebody was just asking what the battle topic was, so they joined. Where the choice, not choice, but the random thing that came back was icy scepter.
Yeah, I'm gonna
read.
So
Yeah.
David, I just put it in again. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm gonna go back to
Can
Lucas.
I tell them what I really wanted, or should we save that for another one in case it comes up later?
You gotta save it for another one, man.
Okay,
No, you can say what you wanted.
I wanted Art Deco taco. Really badly, because taco was one of the possible options, and there was also tech taco.
Yeah,
which was really interesting. I think technology taco.
I mean, anything in taco, I think would be.
Yeah, just taco.
Yeah, it's 11:15 here. Maybe I'm ready for lunch. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like
tacos now. I'm obsessed with tacos.
Yeah,
very nice.
I don't know why taco in particular is a funny type of food, but.
Well, it's got so many different options. Like the shell is pretty much a given.
Yeah.
But then everything else can be like, if it's tech taco, what do you put little computer chips as the meat or lettuce maybe? And then,
oh man,
you know what I mean?
Thought of that. Yeah.
And also, what if they chose a soft taco? You know?
Oh, right. Oh, there's some dough on there.
It's just a burrito in disguise.
It really is. It's a small burrito. I agree with you, Owen.
So yeah, I'm looking at
Lucas's. Yeah, I'm looking at Lucas's.
Yeah, he looks like he's really focusing in on the scepter shape right now. He's gotten some interesting spirals going up the main staff. I don't know what to call the main rod, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he had this more condensed spiral at the top, and it looks like he's making that gem we were talking about earlier right now, getting a sphere and reducing some polygons down so it looks more crystalline. Yeah,
it's really interesting too. Like I'm bouncing back and forth between them, which we don't have to do like in the final video, but they both really have started off with a very similar plan.
Yeah, you know what? Now I'm looking back at Antoine as well. He's also dropping down some spirals and some sweeping as well.
I think it's going to be a tough.
I think they must have Googled the same thing or something.
Yeah, maybe it does come down to a horse race. If they're doing the same thing, it's like, oh my gosh, who gets it done faster? I'll also be curious to just see how many of the Side Effects Labs tools get used in these.
Yeah, I mean, in previous battles, they get used quite a bit, and they are pretty fast. They kind of, I suppose they're not as procedural, and that's really good for battles because you just don't have time to build a procedural system. And I think that's also kind of an interesting practice to do, because in production, you don't always have time to work procedurally either.
Right. Hey, there's that Voronoi fracture.
Yeah, looking back at Lucas, he's fracturing a crystal.
Look at the
a possible crystal.
That's a deal.
Oh, and then I see. He's going to explode it out and make it look like it's all magical and stuff.
We'll see what he does. Yeah.
Like it's floating and whatever. Yeah.
And yeah, Deb, back to what you were saying about the game dev tools. I had a big, long discussion with Paul We'll just leave it at that because I always mispronounce it.
Ambrosian, I think I know it.
Ambrosian is how I always say it. But, yeah. But we were talking about sort of the philosophy behind the game dev tools and really like how do you teach using the not game dev, side effects labs is what it is now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But when you're presenting material to a learner that's new, when you present it, do you present using the labs tool or do you do it the hard way? And I was like, both. Right.
Yeah.
So first you need to learn the fundamentals of what's happening underneath the hood so that when you lay down the labs tool, it's like,
You
yeah,
know.
1, 2, 3, boom, I've got a solution. But what if it's 1, 2, 3, boom, and then your director comes over and says, no, I need a little tweak here and a little tweak there. And can you make that blue?
Yeah, that's an interesting conversation. And I've had it in an educational context as well. I do think it's important to learn under the hood, but maybe there's a balance so that, you know, the students aren't totally overwhelmed, because I think there is a Houdini overload when you're a new student. So yeah, it's a challenge to teach. It's a challenge to learn.
But yeah, and that's the other thing when you're talking about procedural systems, a challenge is like, or an art battle like this, you just need one thing. You need one scepter that looks icy. Let's go. You know what I mean? You're not building an army, a scepters for everybody in an army where you'd want a procedural system to generate 1,000 scepters of all a little bit different type or whatever. So they're really functional for stuff like this. That's
and I
awesome.
think it's important to know that Houdini can do both, because I think it's a misconception a lot that Houdini can only do, you know, is only for procedural.
Yeah, I totally agree. I hear that all the time too. Well, I want to do explosions and I want to do a big ocean and then I want to do procedural modeling. And I'm like, you can also just do art, dude.
But then the flip side is that, you know, people who love R&D are like, well, if I can do this in one click, am I still relevant? Or,
sure,
you know, is it still as fun because it's already been figured out?
Sure. Well, I think that's where the whole idea of, you know, Houdini as a tool building tool comes into play. So you're always going to have an artist that's using an HDA or something that some Houdini artist is, some Houdini TD or tech or whatever may have made. But then for those more advanced people that want to get into there and they feel more, you know, like you said, relevant and more into the guts of what's happening in the project, that building position or integrating Houdini in a pipeline through PDG and Solaris and USD and that kind of stuff, there's always an element of Houdini that you can, I guess, strive to achieve to learn. I by no means know anything like what I should about Solaris and PDG. Like those are areas that I'm just lost on. But anyway, there's always.
And that's the thing. It has something for everybody, and you don't need to know everything either. And I think that as a new student, they think they need to know everything.
Yeah, no, you'll never know everything. Jeff Wagner is probably the biggest walking encyclopedia of Houdini knowledge that I know of. And even he will tell you, no, I don't know everything, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just viewing Antoine for a bit, and he is getting a nice spiral going.
Yeah, that's funny. They both had spirals, and you know, we have to look at their reference because it's possible they were attracted to a similar reference as well. So it'd be neat to know what their reference point was too.
Yeah, I was looking at Antoine. I think it's where I'm at. Yeah, I was looking at Antoine's too. That little, they all both have that exact little tight knit thing at the very top too.
Tight knit at the top. Yeah, Antoine, he merged it so it's all one spiral at going all the way up the scepter and then getting even tighter at the top. He fused it, or faceted it rather, whatever that is called. You know, it's all. Yeah. Anyhow, now he's editing it just to make it look nice and pretty, and it's looking pretty. I think it's looking pretty good. I like where it's going.
And don't forget to look at the chat, you guys. People are kind of commenting on what we're saying as well. Yeah, I mean, that also is an issue. Where do you start? And I think I've heard too, if you start in a more difficult spot, you might, you know, get turned off and abandon Houdini for a little bit until you feel like you can get back into it. I've heard that story a couple times.
Yeah, I tend to This is fun. Just overall as a comment on the art battle, this is great. I feel like Deb, you and I are doing the color commentary, and then Owen's doing play-by-play.
Yeah.
We should get back to play by play probably, but in the beginning, there's not there. They're getting warmed up here.
Yeah, it looks like Antoine is also getting started on a crystal. He's dropped down a cube, and he's thinking about things. I want to find their reference. At the same time, I'm looking through ice scepters on Google.
Mm. So we've got 30 minutes left, you guys. Just letting you know. There you go.
So Antoine's doing a very interesting way of making his crystal. He's just directly using an edit sop and shaping things the way he wants versus doing the stuff that you guys are talking about versus doing the procedural method. He's just going straight in.
Yep.
Using it more like a modeling program.
Yeah, pushing and pulling points.
Yeah, I mean, the edit node is really powerful.
Yeah. Do you remember the old point sop, Deb?
Yep, I do.
I used to call the point sop the Swiss Army knife of Houdini.
Yeah, that was the saying.
I mean, you could do anything with the point sop. Like people would start to do things manually, and you'd be like, no, just use a point sop.
Yeah, I think people still use it in production, like the ones that have been around for a while.
Sure. But yeah, I do. You're right. The edit node is another one of those that it's like it just allows you to do all kinds of that hands-on modeling type stuff.
Yeah, and I think the sculpt node has been merged with the edit as well now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to Lucas, see what he's doing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, I like this crystal. I like the offset technique that he's done here, where he's got the shape underneath it, then the shape, like you said, Owen, exploded.
And he's got some color. Amazing.
Yeah.
Which is all you need. You know what? That's color. I don't know if he's got a color node somewhere up there, but that's what I imagined. But it does look like it has some glossiness to it, maybe. So he might have actually gotten some, maybe used a quick Labs.
Oh, look at this, the Labs lightning tool.
He's going to get those. He's going to edit the he's going to edit the lightning, make it look more icically.
Yep.
That's a word. I don't know.
It's a word now.
Icically.
I think I love that lightning tool. That's really great.
That is very cool. Yeah. Very cool. We're starting to see some layering in Lucas's work too, right? He's got not just the crystal underneath and a fractured crystal on top of that and the lightning on top of that. So we're starting to get this multi-dimensional feel to what it is that he's starting to create, or at least what he's seeing.
And I think layering is a good word. I mean, that's in art making, you need layers. It's kind of like cooking, where you've got lots of ingredients, and the less you can pick out the ingredients, the better. And I think with effects too, you hear a lot of like, you want 3 layers of noise, or else you'll be able to pick out, an individual noise. So layering is a very important concept.
Yeah, so I think Lucas has just been using some color sops intermittently throughout things just to give things a little bit more life. It's looking pretty nice. He just merged everything together so we can kind of see the full picture of what is in his mind currently, or at least the working picture.
Feeling the icy vibe with the blue. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a result of the lightning tool, I think, and probably even some of the fracturing that's in there, but I see it moving, right? The lightning like bouncing around. Like I see it in a movie, somebody holding it.
I think he's listening to you.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, sure enough. I see that. Yeah. But I mean, it just like, again, it has visually even stagnant. It has a motion to it. You can start to see kind of how it was moved.
Yeah, let's just put a $T or $F in there and we're good.
Yeah.
Let's look at Antoine's.
Back over. Yeah. Looks like he's still working.
See, he's doing the snowflake thing that I was thinking. That's where I would start, because I'm
Pretty cool.
Get a shape, copy it a bunch.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I think the copy stop was basically when I learned Houdini in the very beginning and I saw the copy stop, it was kind of like, oh God, it's over, Maya. My life is now changed forever.
Yeah, we were SIGGRAPH last year when it was real and not virtual. And I remember we were at a presentation of, let's just put it this way, another softwares company's version of proceduralism. And
Okay.
all of a sudden something happened and they scattered a bunch of points and then they copied a bunch of things onto those points and each one was a little different. And I remember looking over at one of the devs that was sitting there and go, oh, look, they finally figured out copy to point. Isn't that's fantastic?
Yeah, good for them.
After 20 years, you've got a copy to point.
After 20 years.
Oh, I like this. This is very cool.
Yeah. It's always fun to work that way. You know, you have a source and you copy it and then you see the result when you tweak the source.
Yeah, it's very satisfying. What,
It is.
Antoine is doing right now.
It is. It's
Definitely,
it's kind of soothing
like
to
a
watch as
snowflake.
well.
You remember when, I don't know about you guys, but like in elementary school or kindergarten, you'd take the piece of paper and fold it into 8 pieces and then cut out little random triangles. And
Oh,
when you
yeah.
Yep.
That'd be a great little fun demo, actually.
I mean, this is kind of the Houdini equivalent of it, right? You're editing just one little piece of that fold, but in Houdini, you can see it unfolded as you're cutting it.
Right. You know, I also saw an origami demo once too, I think.
Oh,
in
nice.
Houdini. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, and here's our set. How do we apply?
23 minutes left. Let's go to Lucas, see what he's doing.
You got it.
Well,
you know, I can see what he's doing. I just want to that I love is these little sections of network that you build a little bit at a time. It's like the way your brain works. It's like, oh, if I did this, okay, build that. Okay, now here, if I did these 2 notes here, and then you know that at the end you're going to merge it together and it'll be something.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're watching somebody build it, it's like you're seeing these little synapses firing. So you just see little bits of network being built.
Yeah, I mean, currently I see, well, now it's a triangle, and I don't know what he's going to do with that triangle, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And like you said about how the brain works, I was just having that conversation about that exact thing, you know, the tangents that the mind goes on and the exploration. And that's, I think, both the scary part of Houdini and the, you know, exciting part too. It goes both ways.
Yeah, 100%. I heard somebody describe it one time as jazz. Like it really is, because you can start like working on one little bit over here and then, okay, jump over here and do some little thing over here and then something over here. And then it all comes together in a theme.
Mm-hmm.
I oftentimes call it sketching too, because
Yeah.
you can branch off of something and lay down 5 or 6 nodes and then you get a look that's okay, but it's not what you wanted. But there's no need to delete all those. Just branch off and sketch over here a little bit and see if it's what you like. You know, maybe you want to pull a little bit of the one from the right.
And also the important thing is to not get so attached. Like it doesn't have to be amazing off the bat. And I think that can get in the way of playing and exploration. And also, you know, beating yourself up if you can't figure something out right away. And, you know, all those things can get in the way of learning and exploring.
I think one of the first things that I remember being like when I had something in my head and I said, okay, I want to build XYZ, whatever it is, right? But I didn't even know what all nodes there were. Like there's so many nodes. How do you know which ones you need to be able to push this geometry just this particular way?
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually after so many hours of practice, you get to a point where you're like, oh, I can see this thing, whether it's in nature or on my desk or whatever it is that I want to build. And I automatically know, oh, that would be a this node and a that node. Like, so you start doing it, even though you're not in Houdini in the interface, you start thinking about things in terms of the procedural nodes and the procedural nature of how they're constructed.
Right. I mean, I think that's when you get pretty deep, when you look in your environment and you're like, how would I build that?
Yeah. 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 Oh, that's a spiral node with a copy to points. And then I'm going to offset the attributes by,
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I just jumped back over here to Antoine's scene, and
Okay.
it looks like the top of his scepter is gonna be
Nice.
that really cool snowflakey thing that we saw, which is
I
pretty.
like that a lot.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah.
So I think I have a theory here.
Okay.
A scepter is a very specific type of staff that as I'm looking through reference that they
Yeah.
might have looked through as well.
Right.
Scepter is a very specific word where you just have this long rod and then like some sort of gem at the top that has it's kind of focused around that top piece, and there's usually lots of spiral or arching
Yeah. I mean, they're quite
themes to it,
beautiful.
motifs.
Yeah. If I ever get old I am going to get old one day, but if I ever need a cane, I
Oh,
I
it's so
think having a scepter
pessimistic.
would be
If I ever
pretty
get
cool.
older.
If I get old. I like that.
Oh, hey, just jumped back over here and took a look at what Lucas has going on too.
Mm-hmm.
He's adding in some more details at the bottom of where the crystal comes
The
in contact.
crystal is, yeah. It's got these cool curly things.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be tough to vote, really. I'm gonna see. I wonder if people already have their minds up. But we'll see.
We'll see.
I
I don't think
feel
so. I don't think so.
looking at the difference between the two, if I were to guess a style between the two, I think
Mhm.
Lucas is going for something more that would fit in I guess a world more like ours. And then if Antoine was going for any specific style, it might have been more towards a Pixar or Disney kind of thing with the very nice silhouettes of the snowflake and crystals and whatnot.
Yeah, it
Right.
seems like
But
Lucas
Luca
is
using,
more organic, and
yeah,
Antoine's is a bit more.
Stylized,
Yeah.
stylized, yeah.
art directed, stylized. Yeah. I also think it's cool with these the battles. It really is about. It's almost like instant look dev going on as it's happening.
Hmm.
I mean, we don't have requirements like you can only use 500 polys because this isn't a hero object, or we don't
Yeah.
have the production constraints of yes, but it has to be built with procedural UVs or whatever it might be, right? It's just go build something cool. So you start to really get to see the raw creativity coming out in different people, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it'd be kind of neat in a studio environment, and you have different artists, and you're just like, okay, everything's a contest at all times. That'd be kind of crazy, but it'd be an interesting way to see what you get.
This is interesting if you guys are looking
Yeah,
at what Antoine's doing.
Antoine.
Okay.
He's very much starting to build that same spiral. I guarantee you these guys have a very similar reference,
Yeah.
if not the same reference.
Right. Well,
I've tried desperately. I've looked through many scepters, many ice staffs, many ice scepters. I can't find what they're looking at, but what they're looking at must be brilliant.
well, people are still joining. That's pretty cool. We're getting a pretty good audience now. And jump in, everybody. Don't be shy to talk in the chat and even introduce yourself.
Yeah, we've got just over, well, we got like 17 minutes left, right? By my calculation.
17, yep. It goes fast, right? I mean, this 45 minutes feels like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it really does.
So Antoine has a very, it seems he has a very similar pipeline for the way he constructs things. He likes using lines and curves and then sweeping them and using the nice sweep, what's that thing called? It's a ramp. He likes using the ramp to edit
and
how his geometry looks.
And I love that the way the sweep, you can now complete the sweep with the nice rounded end. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not just end caps. Like
yes,
goes out and builds the curved geometry or
yeah,
whatever.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, we've got those similar. They look like ram's horns to me.
They do.
Yeah.
On both Lucas and Antoine's
yeah.
geometry now.
Yeah. I mean, the staff itself looks similar, but the big difference with them is the top of the,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just bounced back over into Lucas' scene, and
He was.
I have no idea what he's doing, honestly.
I did see it for a minute. I jumped back over there, and there he was working on some kind of sphere where he had taken all of the faces in the sphere and simultaneously poly extruded them.
Yeah, I saw that too momentarily, but then he
Kind of like a
quickly
disco
moved
ball.
on from it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So which one are you looking at now, guys?
We're looking
I
at
switched back over to.
Lucas real quick.
Okay.
But what? Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
I was gonna say, this is exactly what we were talking about. You sketch out one little thing, and you know how you're going to use it, but nobody else really could see it yet, right? The little crystal ball thing, and it's like, oh, but I'm going to plug that in a minute. It's going to be brilliant, you know?
Yep. I mean, that's kind of the fun, right? It's like at the very end, things really come together.
It looks like he might be trying to shape his lightning better, possibly, or maybe he's trying to get a little shape for the very tippy top of, like, on top of the crystal where all the lightning kind of point to.
Or the
No.
very bottom base.
Or the very bottom base. You know what? I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah.
You could really see this thing animated, even the spirals and all the spirals, even the spiral going up and the lightning and.
Yeah. Crazy.
I think we did good on the theme and the object. These are coming out pretty cool.
Lucas looks like he's looking back at some reference real quick, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's nodding his head.
Gotta have reference.
That mystery
Yeah.
reference that none of us can find. At the end of this, we're going to make it. Don't do it now.
I tried.
This, we're going to make them show us their reference for sure.
Ooh, he's dropped down a snow buildup. Stop. I wonder what importance snow has in an icy object.
There's a snow buildup. Oh my!
I had no idea this thing existed either, to be honest with you.
I know that the labs team is my favorite thing to watch on our because like every day on the internal Slack, sorry you guys, but that you can't see this, but every day they release some kind of new demo of something that they're working on or whatever, and you see it and you're just like, oh, that is so cool. Like,
yeah.
They have a lot of really, really interesting stuff. And again, just to not harp on it, but kind of go back to the teaching conversation.
Yep.
What a fun and excellent way just to experiment in Houdini before you know the hard stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Start playing with, oh, look, I can do lightning and snow with like 1 or 2 nodes, and I've got this thing, you know?
I think it's a good, let's say if you had a boot camp, it'd be a good first day. You know, let's learn all the game tools and just have fun for today before we kind of throw you in the fire and you get really scared.
Right?
Ah, that's what he's gonna do. I think he's gonna use the snow buildup to build up on the crystal and have.
We'll find out.
Interesting stuff. He's doing some cool particle and
fractures within fractures
and stuff. So I'm gonna hop over and look at Antoine.
That's what I.
Quick.
Yeah, that's what I was just going there. He's got some fun things going on here with some scatter. Oh, this looks interesting.
He's getting some normals going.
12 minutes left, everybody.
Antoine did not look happy about that.
Pressure's on. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like this is a challenge in so many ways. It's a design challenge. It's a time management challenge. It's a scope challenge.
Yeah, and I like you were just saying, Deb, you're like, oh, there's a snow buildup node. Like there's kind of this thing where too, like, have you paid attention to the not you, but I'm saying like as a participant, it's like, have you paid attention maybe to this thing or that thing, or maybe you've come in contact with this in your projects, but this person hasn't, and everybody gets to learn from each other as they're doing it, right? Like, oh, that node, or oh, that way of doing it. That's a really interesting method. Because like the thing is, we all know in Houdini, there's rarely one right way to do everything.
Right. And I've learned from every single battle. There's always a new node that I learn about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here you go, John. Here's what you wanted. Antoine
So,
popping down a
pop
pop
driving some-
pop
yeah.
network. Getting some
Oh
points.
my.
All right, let me look here. We're at, oh, not quite 10 minutes, 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah, there come the particles. I'm going to jump back over here and see what Lucas is doing real quick. Oh, it's interesting. I'm not 100% sure what, I thought he was working on maybe the bottom piece there too, but
Gotta
wow, look at
say,
that network.
yeah, looking at Lucas' network, I'm just there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a spider web.
There's something with the beginning, Luca and Lucas and Lucas, because Luca Pederacchia, another guy that works for us, has a very similar deal where he'll just get to going so fast and laying down nodes and getting things, and it'll work, and the stuff at the end looks awesome. But then if you like, he'll hand his network off because you're like, oh, love to see that, and you open it up and you go, whoa. What? Whoa.
Yeah, it's like you wonder, what do you see people's networks? You get a sense of how they probably keep their bedrooms. Just kidding.
Right. No, right. But
Yeah,
totally
we could
clean.
see
Look at Lucas. He's like,
Lucas'
hey, look.
bedroom. He's got just a bed. That's all he got.
Sorry, Lucas. No, your bedroom looks great.
He takes bedroom very seriously. He puts only bed in.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a difference between, being clean and organized and destitute as a student as well. I fully understand.
Yeah. That's a joke.
Look at that. I really like the way that snow buildup looks on those crystals. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what Antoine's doing.
I'm hopping back over to Antoine as well.
Yeah.
Let's see that real quick.
Yeah, we got to keep it quick on
He's spreading some snowflakes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
I'm feeling I'm getting chilly just looking at it.
Yeah, you know what? It's got a very magical feel to it.
It does.
Antoine's.
Yeah, I'm feeling the Disney vibe.
Yeah.
They both really have set themselves up to have animated things.
Yes. I feel
like the fundamental elements are there to animate, to make that pop sim do its thing and sparkle, and then to make the flicker thing. Like it just sort of naturally occurred that animation and motion became part of the design process. It's like modeling through animation almost.
right. And I think even if it's a still frame, just having a kinetic look, you get already the feeling of motion.
Correct. Yeah. Very cool.
Okay, popping back to Lucas.
As we
7
enter
minutes.
our final 10, final
7
single
minutes
digits.
and
Know what I mean?
yeah, 7 minutes and 21 seconds.
Looks like Lucas is getting into just trying to refine some things.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's thinking, what else can I do?
Yeah. He's looking at that all elusive reference.
Yeah, that we can't see.
Yeah. I was just jump back over to Antoine's work there, and he's got it. He switched it off now. When you'll see it at the end, I'm sure, but there's a much more delicate look to the object that he built, which is awesome. Like it's got a very kind of not soft, but it's a more elegant
Like an icicle, like,
yeah, it is almost fragile,
snap.
maybe, in a good way, as to where like the work that Lucas was doing, I think, is also very interesting, but it's more powerful, maybe strong. But I like that different interpretation of, because if we think they're looking at the same reference, but they both have sort of an interesting two different takes on the same reference, even though it is the same reference. And I really like that difference in style and interpretation. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's always neat to know that like each person is going to interpret all this totally different, and that's always so fascinating to me.
I was just reading the chat here, and David was saying it's more how their mind is organized.
Yeah.
I feel like these
In reference to the
more
node.
refined and polished than some of the past battles. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I need to get better at making easier themes and objects. I think we've been pretty hard on the other battles.
The competitor's ready to be stressed out a little bit because we're down to our final 5 minutes.
Whoa.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I feel like we should, like, all the contestants should have like a strobe light or a siren in the background that we get to turn on.
Not distracting at all.
No, but the whole room just starts flashing, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, looking back at Lucas real quick. He changed some colors around a little bit and got that snow buildup. He changed some of the what am I thickness on the main spiral going up the staff as well. So I think it got thicker as it went up, so it was thinner at the bottom. Yeah, and now he's building another tube.
Yeah, and here's that sketching again.
Yeah,
we have no idea, but I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
madmen at work.
Now I want to hear men at work. Thanks. I'm gonna have to listen.
You're welcome.
All day. Wonderful.
Okay, I'm switching back and forth pretty quick now.
Yeah.
Antoine is hopping into some bops, right?
Yep. Getting the last tweaks on. Almost there. 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
Oh, puppy. Extract syndrome.
I want to know what Antoine is doing here. Also, I want to know how he started in a test geometry Tommy. Looking at this thing, and he goes object and then test geometry Tommy. He got rid of Tommy.
Yeah, that's true.
At some point.
Where did Tommy come from? Maybe he's holding the staff.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know.
Away from screen when something happened. Yeah, it could just be for scale reference too, right?
True.
Be inside the Tommy node, but yeah.
I think he might have just dropped down on Tommy and then.
Yeah, Tommy is always my my scale reference for everything. I used to have an HTA that was all it was a stupid sphere for a head, an elongated sphere for a body, and 2 tubes and 2 arms for arms and legs. And it was my size reference. Just so if I was building an object, I would like, what does a 5'5" or 6 foot tall human being look like in the object? So I could just drop it down. And then they came out with all these really cool things like Tommy and Mocap Biped 1 and Mocap Biped 2.
Yeah.
If you pop down Tommy and the rubber toy is massive.
Yeah, it's a Macy's Day Parade float is what it is.
Oh, well,
not really. I'm kidding. It's supposed to be a rubber toy, but it's the size of it is like a Macy's Day Parade float.
Yeah, I have not compared the pig head yet to Tommy, but I imagine if it's of similar caliber.
Pretty big.
That's true. We just had a comment. Paul and Louise models are the best. I always think that's. Yeah, I mean, Stephen Bester's Hooli Hulai entries, will
Yeah,
always
yeah.
be ingrained in my memory.
Yeah. I love everybody uses the word nightmare fuel.
Uh-oh. We're
Okay, I've
down
got
to
us
our
at 1 minute.
final minute.
1 minute,
yeah.
you guys.
Right.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's put the final touches.
Time to put the pedal to the metal.
Time to plug everything into the merge.
Exactly.
At the end, there'll always be a merge at the
And
end.
then make sure you put normals afterwards.
That's right. That's right. Merge and normals. Merge and normals.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is interesting. Antoine looks like he's using VOPs to edit the colors of his geometry sometimes. And he's quickly realizing how little time he has. Put down a color.
That's right.
Merge it real quick.
Oh man, this is.
Oh no.
I mean, I feel like this is where the
It's over,
sirens-
you guys. Let's put that merge. Get that merge going.
Yep, that's the timer.
Timer.
Ugh, I didn't get to put the final thing on. Whatever.
Oh man.
That's
That
okay.
looks like it's a cool thing you're making there though, Lucas.
Well,
Ah, nice. I like where it
oh,
ended
I
up,
see. It's
Antoine.
cooking. Okay. Okay.
Wait, let's just see if this is what I wanted. Nope, I copied it to the wrong point. Whatever.
Okay. That's
All
okay.
right. It didn't make it in.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So show it in all its glory, both of you guys. And what we'll do is, if each one of you can talk about your reference and your what your intentions were. Antoine, you want to go first?
Yes, why not? So it's I learned that it's really hard to make this. So
Zoom out just a little so we can see the full size of the scepter.
yes,
Very nice.
Okay, cool.
It does have a nice close up on that staff head though, doesn't it? With all
Yeah,
those
and
nice
yeah, you
little
can see-
sparkly
I just wanted
snowflakes.
to see the whole effect there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, 45 minutes, so fast.
I know 45
Yeah.
minutes is very fast. Very fast, but you did great. And
Yes,
show your
so
reference.
yes, yes. So for me, the hard thing was to have the icy touch because it's hard to make it without the shading. So I just type this one,
Aha.
and yes, but it's,
Oh, I
it's
see
really
the
hard
one.
Yep.
to have this icy touch without make some shading. So
Mm.
try my best. But,
Yeah, you did great. You did
No,
great.
that's fantastic. Just out of curiosity, can I see your network? Can you make your network view full?
oh yes.
Antoine, very organized. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight
Nice.
lines. Lucas is just downright insane.
Well, I like both. I like both. Lucas, you want to talk about yours?
Yeah, sure. Basically, here, wait, I can pull over. Here's some of the reference I was looking at. This one's a little more like delicate than the one I was
Same.
ended up going for.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of like that little spinning around the thing with the curls and then some sort.
Yeah.
For the, let's see, for the crystal, basically, it didn't end up getting like a wonderful shape because I didn't have that much time. But like,
It's pretty
I just-
interesting.
yeah, I did a fracture and then I exploded it and just kept basically doing that and just merging it with itself over and over again. So I
Mhm.
fracture the pieces, explode it, fracture the pieces, explode it, merge it out.
Mhm.
And then I used that snow buildup node
Yep.
just because, you know, snow and icy. And I remember I was looking in Houdini and I saw it last night and I didn't get a chance to use it. So I wasn't sure if it was what it was going to do,
Oh,
but
cool.
I just,
Good
it
for
sounded
you.
like it would work. So I just threw
Yeah.
it down. Yeah, and then I just copied that to the top. Basically, I used a lot of the curls of that labs node, the spiral. So basically, I used a lot of the spirals with the curve sweep labs node also, because that's just like a polywire, but just I like the controls better because it has the ramp and everything built in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just kept merging that stuff together. It basically just a lot of combos of that. I use the Lightning Labs node, where basically you just choose a start and end point, and it just does these fun lightnings. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to make it. To make it animate there. I don't know. I wasn't totally sure. I was messing around with it, but I didn't use this node before either.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of seen it. And yeah, I wasn't able. I'd want to add like this other piece of that I wasn't able to get in, of like going around the top also, like, ring with, like some crystals, but it didn't make it into the final go. So
no, you still
This is
did
the
great.
final-
I think
the
it looks
final
great.
version.
I think both of you guys did an incredible job.
Yeah, I did too. I
Yeah.
was going to say congratulations to both of you. I was saying before this whole thing started, I was thinking about if I was trying to do this and my hands started sweating. So like, congratulations to both of you. Very, very, very
Yeah.
the artwork.
I think this is going to be a really tough contest. So how about both of you guys full screen your scene view so everybody can get a really good look. And now what we're going to do is, does everybody in the audience know how to raise your hand? So let's take a second to figure that out. So now I'm a co-host, so I don't have that option, but does everyone see that, how to raise your hand? So I'm gonna now put in the chat. Okay, so everyone that votes for Lucas, please raise your hand. Okay, great. And let's see. There should be a way to tally.
It looks like currently we're getting more people as they raise their hands. Hold on.
I'm not seeing a tally, so I'm just going to count. I thought that just above the chat. Okay.
Oh, is it in the participants panel?
It's
Yes,
in the
it is.
participants panel.
Yeah.
I'm only seeing. There we go. Yeah.
1,
So raise your
2,
hand,
3,
guys, if you
4,
want.
5, 6.
You vote for Lucas.
I haven't even gotten to see Antoine's. I have no idea what it looks like.
10.
I don't know if you can, huh? John and Owen, are you guys seeing a tally for some reason?
Yes, I see 10 hands currently raised.
Okay.
10 participants have their hand raised
Okay.
for Lucas.
Okay. So we
Get
have
your final
10.
votes in for Lucas.
Yeah, final votes in for Lucas, everybody. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, you guys, you think? Okay, so
It's,
Owen, what's the final number?
I don't know. The tally just went away. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know how it
Count
comes up and
1,
goes
2,
away.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then no EPC also. So I think 10. Okay,
Yes,
so
I think 10.
so now everyone lower your hand, and now let's all vote for Antoine.
Yes. Pop back over to Antoine, and anyone voting for Antoine.
1, 2.
It's giving me a tally of, it's fluctuating between 13 and 14.
Okay.
And now there's 15.
Okay, it looks like Antoine is the winner. But good
Oh,
job,
yeah.
Lucas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need
Good
to
job,
see-
both of you. That was
Can I
amazing.
stop my share so I can see Antoine's?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Sweet. Oh, now I can see it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Good job, Antoine.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Antoine, zoom in onto the head up there so you can see there's some really cool particle detail with little snowflakes and stuff happening
Yeah.
up there. You can't really see
Right.
from the far out, but yeah, very cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we must have had similar reference.
You had the exact same
Very
reference.
similar.
You had the
very
exact
similar.
same reference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody got it from Pinterest and somebody got it from Google search or whatever, but you ended up with the same image.
Yeah,
That's-
great.
that's hilarious.
Alike, and yeah, just a slight difference interpretation, but yeah, great minds think alike. You both did a fabulous job, and takes a lot of guts to participate. We have
Yeah.
some, good people in the audience looking at you right now. And it's really, I really commend you for participating.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Congratulations to you both.
And
you.
John and Owen, let's all share our videos right now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oop.
And we're just gonna say goodbye to everyone. Thanks again. Thank you for the audience for participating. I know that it's a odd time in the day and you guys are all working. And we really appreciate your participation as well. And yeah, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.